AC Shadows is getting desperate. Well, you can say that.
2024 was not a good year for them financially. It was
If
the
you
year.
look at their
Oh,
chart, the
well,
red
it's Falcon from Game Ranks, yeah. I actually saw this video just yesterday. I was like shocked, I was like shocked, people like Falcon, like yeah, people like a game journalist actually saying out loud what the fuck is happening and what is bad is happening in the Ubisoft. Yeah, no one actually even talking about this kind of stuff. No game journalist. They just wants to praise the Ubisoft. That's it. But game ranks, no. They actually give an opinion. What the hell is happening around that? That's why I said, yeah, game ranks is actually good. It's actually good.
line is going down.
That the many of their less than popular design practices, when all those chickens finally came home to roost, it was the year that everyone finally decided to collectively turn on the
Well, you just look at this game.
Came home to roost. It was the
Look
year.
at this. What year did this come out? It might surprise you, but this actually came out in 2010.
That everyone finally decided to collectively turn on the company, and honestly, justifiably so.
Oh, wait, it was
Fans
6
have
months
been
ago.
complaining about the state of Ubisoft's formula for years.
Will you continue down that river? Or choose another path?
But for whatever reason, we're now at the point where those complaints have finally manifested into mainstream disinterest. Ubisoft games just aren't selling like they used to, which is a big problem for an outfit as big as Ubisoft is. They need to sell big numbers to keep
I'm probably going to buy Ubisoft. I've been saving up $3, and so probably by next year I'll be able to afford it.
If you if you want a collaboration in that, yeah, just give a call. I will give you another $1.
international chain of developers working at max capacity, and those sales did not happen in 2024. It's one financial disappointment after another. Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora, Skull and Bones, Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, Star Wars Outlaws, they all underperformed according to Ubisoft. And it's not necessarily those are bad games.
Yeah.
The Avatar game, surprisingly good. Prince of Persia,
These two games are actually good. I keep on saying it like I even said it. I even said it in the stream. I even said it in the other streams too. Yeah, because these two games are actually good. The only reason, what is this? I forgot names. I don't know why. Yeah, I forgot. I just hear the name, but I forgot it.
It's not necessarily those are bad games. The Avatar game,
Yeah, outer. Yeah, the outer game is actually decent. The reason it has controversy was they added a DLC. The DLC is like made a bug that you can't play the game. You can't play the game if you didn't buy the DLC. Yeah, it was a bug. It was a bug, or maybe it was implemented by Ubisoft as a malpractice. We don't know, but let's hope it's a bug. Because of that bug, so many people left that game. Yeah, if I have to say, this game is actually decent. So decent, yeah.
Surprisingly good. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown as well. I mean, it was kind of unfair to expect what they expected there, but it's a great game. The less said about Skull and Bones and Star Wars Outlaws, the better right now.
These are the bad ones because the other two games were like much smaller in scope.
If I have to say, but Avatar is not smaller scale. It doesn't work because of one thing. It doesn't have that much level of. It doesn't have that much level of publicity as Star Wars Outlaws did and Skull and Bones did. It doesn't have that. Yeah, even people who playing that, okay, they're just enjoying the game. But they even fucked it up with the DLC bug. Yeah, but with Persia, nah, bro. They didn't even try to give a fair shot to advertise it. All they did was put the game. Yeah, the game did mediocre, and they just laid off this whole company, whole branch who made that game. Nah, that game doesn't even that game deserves more love, bro. Yeah, Prince of Persia deserves more love. I'm not saying it's a next gen masterpiece or anything, nah. But it's actually a good game. A good game. Really, how much low can this weirdo can this companies go. They don't even understanding which is good game and which is bad game. Yeah, forgot about Star Wars Outlast and this one. Yeah, this game. Yeah, Skull and Bones. These they both have certain fan base, so that way they can actually like okay we can actually make a buck on it. But bro, Prince of Persia is like a old game, very old game. You actually revived it after 10 years. You didn't even try to give it a fair shot on advertising it. Yeah, and also game is good. Game actually has a decent storyline, but still nah. We don't want to advertise it. We don't want to advertise it. But yeah, we want to advertise more of this broken games. They don't. Yeah, these people are just so desperate, hoping that everything works. Yeah, everything works. Just like that guy who said, yeah, just like that. Yeah, the Skyrim director said, everything works. Yeah, let's continue.
And they cost less money. So it's like Prince of Persia probably cost like, less than I'd say 20-30 million dollars to make realistically, given the scope of it. So
How much? How much, dude? How much, dude? Prince of Persia, new game. God, Prince of Persia budget. $15 an estimation based on 300 copies sold at March. 300K, yeah. It should have made, yeah. Oh yeah, we can see. Yeah, they actually like laid up their whole brand just because yeah it doesn't work. But it's actually a good game. But it's actually a very good game. This bunch of weirdos just ruined that game. Yeah, yeah. These these lunatics just didn't even try to give it a fair shot. Well, yeah, I will come back in a minute. Yeah, I will come back in a minute. There is something I need to take care. Yeah, I think we are good. Yeah, we are good. Yeah, we are good. Yeah. Let's see this year. Hi, we are 2 days of. Hi, we are 2 days of Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown at Ubisoft releasing this week. Ask us anything. Okay, it's just a PR. It's just a PR move. Okay. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is beginner too. Yeah. It was a full price $60 game. If you were wondering and didn't want to go all the way to the end of the article, they finally said it was 25 hours mediocre structure. Me- Metroidvania structure. Everything I had from early hands on was very positive. Light correction, but it is $50. The last one didn't flop. Underperformed, but great reviews, which would I agree with. Yeah, bro, yeah, you can see like yeah, you can see in the threads and everything like yeah. So a lot of a lot of reports saying that the last one underperformed with only 50 million cents. But what was the budget to make or what was the budget to make to it? One source says 200 million, but that is outrageous stupid. Does anyone know? Yeah, it was never released. Yeah, the sales were never released. Like that game going for more than $30 million is make no sense. And they're saying, yeah, it's a fucking side scroller game, bro. It's a fucking side scroller game to a point. Yeah, I don't mean side scroller means just going in a 2D space. No, it was a 3D game, but still, it was a side scroller. It was a side scroller game. It doesn't make sense to it. It doesn't make sense to make it even more than $30 million. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, let's get back here.
That doesn't really matter a whole lot. But whenever
Yeah,
you put $100 million into something and you lose on that, that matters a lot more.
yeah,
Avatar was amazing. I would only
yeah.
want to play Avatar if I could play as the humans and just go shoot all of the Avatar people.
No, bro. He, yeah.
I want to be the bad. I want to be the bad guy.
Well, then you deserve the bad
Yeah.
ending. That's it.
The situation has been so bad. They're actually considering a buyout or selling the entire studio to
They,
whoever
they did, and this is the only time in the last year that their stock went up.
is willing to pay. A recent deal with Tencent fell through because the founders wanted to keep control of the company, and
Smart, bro. Tencent, I'm telling you guys, like these guys over in China, they know what they're doing. They say, why would I? So you want us to buy your ship and not change the captain? But the
Ah,
captain's the one who keeps tipping the ship over. Why does this happen?
ah. As a man in the leadership, that dude doesn't even know what gamers need. That doesn't even understand. Okay, we might be going further with this messaging. Maybe we need to tune down. Nah, he just keep on going way further. If you keep on going way further, your company doesn't even deserve to be called a game company anymore, bro. Like, yeah, you fucking lose all the stand you have in the gaming space. Wake up!
when you're owned by somebody, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
So honestly, yeah, you can say there were some big problems with some of the games. You exclude Skull and Bones, and all the games I mentioned are decent games. You exclude Star Wars Outlaws, and well, they're actually very good games. Some
Yeah.
of the best the studio's put out in years. They're finally starting to evolve their formula.
The problem doesn't matter because this game was massively overpriced.
No,
So
no, no,
it's
no.
like you can win like taking a game to market, you have like multiple factors, right? It's like timing, the game quality, the price of the game, the distribution of the game. All of these things matter. And the fact is that this game was sold at such a high price range with early access that it alienated a large audience of people that I think if for $20 or $30 could have truly appreciated it as a faithful recreation of Prince of Persia in some cases, and if nothing else, just a relatively pretty good Metroidvania game. But they decided not to do that.
But it's kind of too little too late. So with all that said, there's a pretty big question mark on top of the new game about the oath that murderers take. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Game Ranks we're going to talk about how much is riding on Assassin's Creed Shadows. A lot.
Yeah,
I mean, this game needs to be a success.
If this
Yeah.
game does
it is not even needs to be a success. It needs to be a blockbuster. Blockbuster, bro. It needs to be a very big blockbuster for Ubisoft. Otherwise, yeah, you can clearly see, yeah, that you can clearly see if this game is not a pure blockbuster. You can clearly see the dip in. You can clearly see the dip in their stock and everywhere. Like you might be thinking, are they begging for money now? Yeah, it goes to that point that this game is like they either win or lose. There is no in between anymore for them. They either win or they lose.
Doesn't sell 5 million copies, studio's done.
Yeah.
I think even if the game doesn't sell 10 million copies in its lifespan, it's almost like the studio's done. I think that they're too it will not.
No. Nah, you need to think like, yeah, how much budget they put. Yeah, if it is like a normal budget, like 40 to 50 ish, 40 to 50 ish million. Yeah, making yeah, selling 1 to 5 million copies is enough. 1 to 5 million copies is enough because you actually get that back. You actually get that back at least at least 2 to 3 times. But if you put hundreds of $1 million, now bro, you need to sell more to get that back. That's what you're trying to say. Yeah, it actually depend on budget. It actually depend on budget. But with Ubisoft, we know they're trying to be Hollywood level. They're trying to be Hollywood level, but their quality is not Hollywood level. Yeah, for them, there needs to be at least 6 to 10 million copies that needs to be sold to either get a little bit of profit. Yeah, for a blockbuster, it needs to sold at least in the first year of the game, it needs to sold at least 10 million copies. And after that, in the lifespan, it needs to sold at least 20 million to make a blockbuster. Like, yeah, they really need a big W, bro. They really need that big W. Otherwise, as you can say, there is no middle line for them anymore. They either lose or they win. That's it. There is middle line for them anymore.
Do not think that it will. I think it's 4 to 6 million is my projection with the new game.
Assassin's Creed is their premier franchise, and well, Valhalla may have been responsible for a lot of fans giving up on Ubisoft in the first place.
Yeah.
It was without a doubt a massive hit. It sold
lot of
over
people
20
played it.
million copies and earned over $1 billion. That's a B in revenue.
That's a lot.
That game's success
But-
has been
But the game has a problem. Yeah, you just needs to play it as a live service game. Like, yeah, you just keep on farming and farming and farming, and you get sick of it, and you again need to take time and keep on farming and farming and farming, and you get sick of it. Like, bro, whole that game whole gameplay structure is the gameplay structure is weird. The whole gameplay structure is weird.
a double-edged sword. It made a lot of money, but I mean, for
Yeah.
I guess lack of a better way of putting it, it also just bludgeons you with sort of endless content. I'm using the word very deliberately here to convey what people think of the word content. I can see why, for a lot of people, enough was enough. It was a game where people were finally getting fed up with the Ubisoft.
People are just tired of clicking on a collectible and it says 1 of 465.
Come again, man. Right.
That's really what it is. I think people are tired of that.
Yeah.
This
That-
is it's
Bro.
OCD bait for mental illness players.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, you know what? The sole reason people don't play live service games first. No, actually, live service, not live service, gacha games first. The constant farming is just headache. You need to buy certain stuff to you need to buy certain stuff to remove that farming. Yeah, it's actually like the same format. It's actually like the same format. The Assassin's Creed Valhalla is like almost same format. It's actually like almost same format, yeah. When a freaking single player game is actually like that, it actually makes people to walk away from it. Ah, it's actually very headache when I play that game. Very much headache.
Formula like full blown. The funny thing, I don't think Valhalla is bad at all. I think
I
it's
never
a good
played it.
game.
I
It's
watched
just
Shroud
really
play it,
long.
that's it.
It's really bloated, and it's ultimately pretty formulaic. It wears
If it is a bad game, it doesn't make 1 billion, bro. It's a good game. As I think, it's a good game. But it has that it has that gacha level type of farming. Is the reason the game makes everyone feel weird. That game is actually a good game. Otherwise, why in the hell it make a 1 billion? Huh? That game is actually like solid storyline and it has a good characters and everything. Like yeah, what you expect from a Ubisoft game, but the whole gameplay structure is the problem. Yeah, like you need to constantly do something to farm and to do that you need to constantly play it like a long time, very long time, and you don't get what you want. Yeah, there is this weird angle in the game, like it has this gotcha system. Yeah, I didn't mean to say you we need to pay to win. Nah, maybe they have an option for that, but I didn't properly remember. I played like 3 years back. I think yeah, 3 years back. 3 years back, yeah. But the problem with the game was the long farming. Why? If the world has any kind of new, now it just repeated. It's just repeating and repeating and repeating. That's what makes it even weird. When you farm it, that's what makes it even weird.
out its welcome, I guess is the way to put it.
Yeah.
To really enjoy Valhalla, you have to play it until you're sick of it, and then
Yeah.
put it down for like a week.
He said it. See, he said it. Yeah, you need to be like play to your hot content and like okay, nah, I don't have time for this. No, but again, you don't have any interest to play on the next day. You either take at least a week or 2 week break to again continue this. Yeah, that's how bad the gameplay structure is. You need to constantly farm and farm and farm is like bro. Yeah, if we want to farm and farm and farm, we can go play these gacha games because they already have that. Who in the hell thought that's a good way of gaming?
And then play it until you're sick of it, and then put
Yeah.
it down for like a week. And you're
Jesus.
gonna do that at least twice.
The fuck?
You're gonna put it down for a week at least twice while playing it to really enjoy the game.
Damn.
Which it's not good.
That's weird.
The game was an endurance test. It did not do enough to advance Assassin's Creed as a series. Shadows, Assassin's Creed Shadows, the new one, is supposed to be that evolution. The game where Ubisoft finally innovates their stale gameplay systems and updates all the tired cliches. I don't know if it's actually going to or not, but from all the previews going around.
Well, I mean, like, this is Assassin's Creed, and part of the Assassin's Creed game is a house building simulator where you can pick the color of dog that you want in your house.
What did he say?
But from all the and updates all the tired cliches. I don't know if it's actually going to or not, but from all the previews going around.
Well, I mean, like, this is Assassin's Creed, and part of the Assassin's Creed game is a house building simulator where you can pick the color of dog that you want in your house. This is very problematic. Huh?
And all the pre-release information, it does seem like Ubisoft really wants us to think of this game as a new beginning for the series. It's not just that Assassin's Creed Shadows desperately wants us back either. It needs us back. The future of the entire company is
Well,
riding.
you need to have a cool main character. And Yasuke, there's no real personality behind the character that's... Like, if you look at Ezio, like the old Assassin's Creed character, if you ask every 15-year-old guy, does this dude look cool? Everybody's going to be like, yeah, he's so cool.
I have to say the cool AC character is Black Flag MC. Yeah, I like him. He kind of growing on me. The more I play, the more he grows on me. Yeah, I still need to continue that game. Yeah, as I said, bro, if game is good, I don't give a fuck if it is Ubisoft or anything. That game is actually good. Black Flag. Yeah.
right? But and it's like because there's a degree of kind of what's the word for it? Like there's gravitas to it, and just like the his expression on his face, the way he's dressed,
Yeah.
everything about it, it indicates a certain type of personality and a vibe to it, right? And with Yasuke, I feel like they haven't really done that hardly at all.
Ah,
And I
they,
think
yeah. What did it was completely completely mediocre level job, but like for example, yeah, this guy actually lives lives his time in the Japan, right? Yeah, now he understands the meaning behind samurai, and now he understands like the certain things, like like knowing about the Japanese culture. But they just put a black man in this game and called it a day. They didn't even try to think, okay, the Yasuke is actually living the Japan for years. Yeah, he actually has a certain understanding of the world. They didn't even thought of that. That's the main reason you think, that's the main reason everyone get the feeling like, why in the hell he is there? They didn't even establishing the fact that yeah, the Ubisoft not establishing the fact that he's actually a guy who lives in that world for a certain period. They just writing from the point of view of, no, we want to do what we want. That won't work like that, man. You need to justify his character. Why in the hell he's in that game? Yeah, for example, no one has problem with her because she's in that game and she's in that world. She belongs to that world. But Asuke, nah, you need to justify that historical fact. He's actually living that world for a certain time. That means he understands the Japanese culture, he understands the Japanese norms, and he understands a basic understanding of Japanese language and Japanese people. Now you didn't even think about that. All you doing was, now give him a, yeah, give him what? Give him a golden plated armor. Bro, yeah, let's forget about his retainer or samurai. Yeah, in a end, he's just a worker under Nobunaga. That means Nobunaga wears the golden armor, not him. Yeah, you just removing the whole appeal, whole appeal of what the fuck is hierarchy with your weird ass with your weird ass gameplay structure. Yeah, with your weird ass gameplay and cosmetic structure. Yeah, why in the hell he wearing a golden armor? Nah, bro, no one deserve to wear a golden armor other than Shogun. Yeah, you go fucking check there. They totally removing the, yeah, with this kind of elements, they totally removing his character and just putting him as just a piece we just need to play. But Noah is not like that. She is actually kind of like integrated into the story. Like, yeah, she's an assassin. Yeah, she's a kunoichi, yeah, and we can also call her assassin. Like, yeah, and she has her own Musa skill set, and for her body, she has her own Musa skill sets, and she's actually like has her own personal agenda in the story. Yeah, but yeah, and also her cosmetics also makes a lot of sense because, bro, she is just a normal lady. But with Asuke, like, what the hell is happening? Yeah, what he actually trying to say was the, he doesn't fit in the world properly with this kind of overly. I forgot the word. I forgot the word. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, he's kind of overly exaggerated. Yeah, he's kind of overly exaggerated. Yo, this black guy. Yo, in the medieval time. Nah, bro. He's just a, you can even say he's just an African guy in the medieval world. Nah, he's a black guy. Yeah, they just giving it a more importance for a more importance for what is happening in the for what is happening in the real world versus what is historically there. Yeah, they clearly even said that, yo, he's an African samurai. Now they like so many times I fucking see Black Samurai, Black Samurai, Black Samurai, even fucking game journalist, Black Samurai. It's fucking bullshit. Yeah, you fucking made his character to a point just to his skin color. Yeah, that's the reason people dislike his character. That's the reason people have questions. How is character going to be well played? They didn't have problem with Noah. Yeah, because she is integrated properly. But you made it. You made this mess. No, yeah, no. He is no. He is this. He's this black samurai. He is that. He is this. Yeah, left
I think the reason why is that I think if they give the character too much of a personality, it
Yeah.
could seem like it's antithetical to him being a Japanese person. And if they
Yeah.
don't give him enough, then it's like a boring character. So they're in like this really weird spot. Yusuke Noura, yeah, he just doesn't have
Ah, that's just as I said. Yeah, they need to understand the balance. Like, yeah, he lives there at certain times. That means he integrates to their customs. He integrates to their beliefs and stuff. Yeah, I'm not saying he believe what they believe, but he understands them. They're not giving them. Yeah, they're not giving them. But if they totally get full into he lives in Japan, right? Maybe he is like fully Japanese. That also doesn't work. So what they did, they just go for bland black samurai. That's even worse, bro. You fucking entirely putting his character on his skin color. Yeah.
aura, exactly. Like there are characters like, Senator Armstrong, fucking like Heisme in Metaphor, like Luis in Metaphor, right? Like that's aura. Like this is an aura. This is like whatever the opposite of aura is.
Yeah.
Yoshimitsu, yeah. Yeah, Henry, and fucking what's his name? The guy with him, Hans.
Yeah, like for example,
Clive has
like for example, yeah, like take Witcher. He's like an outcast of the game, but still he had take Witcher, Geralt. He's like the outcast in the world, but still he has a personality that's very charming. Yeah, that's very charming and manly. That's actually he actually has a personality for a outcast. But yeah, you can say in a way this guy is a outcast. Like yeah, this guy is like different from all, but he doesn't have the charm and personality. Like yeah, okay, and also they calling him samurai, but he doesn't have the what that warrior pride. He just goes on what he just goes on here and there and killing people and riding horse. That's it. But yeah, you can take Geralt, right? Geralt is like Witcher. He has that mysterious aura. Yeah, he is badass with how his character do stuff. But he also like has this soft corner. But him, they just solely relying on his black skin. No, bro, we don't care. Give us more. Give his personality.
Aura. Duke Nukem has aura. Yeah.
On this game, it has to make a splash or else. And there's a certain desperation around the release of this game that you usually do not see from
Yeah.
Ubisoft. They push it back to March 20th
Three
in order
times.
to release the game with no competition. They're offering DLC with pre-orders. They're finally releasing day one on Steam again. The old
That's a roach play.
Yeah. No, that's not even a roach play. That's like desperate move. Very desperate move. That's not even a roach play. Yeah. That's not even a roach play. They're just very desperate now. Yeah, and also like a double-edged sword for them. Yeah, if game is not did well, they can clearly say with the metrics of Steam, they can clearly say that. Nah, this game is dead. Yeah, this is like a double-edged move for them. Double-edged sword for them. Yeah.
They're roaching. You can
Yeah.
tell right there. The fact that they have their own system and they're still going back to Steam.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ubisoft would never do. They knew they had your money where they were 100% confident in their success, so they released their games whenever they wanted, wherever they wanted. Expensive DLC passes be damned. In this new punished Ubisoft era, Ubisoft would never do. They knew they had your money.
They're still going back to Steam. Yep.
Ubisoft would never do. They knew they had your money where they were 100% confident in their success, so they released their games whenever they wanted, wherever they
Yeah.
wanted. Expensive DLC passes be damned. In this new punished Ubisoft era, they're actually
the amount of DLCs, yeah, the amount of DLCs in the Valhalla is just oof. Like yeah, and also price structure is also like insane, very insane.
doing things people like. And while it's clearly all from a place of desperation, I mean, it's nice to see somebody learning the lesson. There's 100 different things I could point to right now of people who just refuse to learn the lesson. Just do what people want you to do, and it'll work. So
Just do the thing and make the game good. That's the crazy thing with Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Just do it. Just do it. If game is good, people play it. There is don't, they don't even give a fuck about that they belong to that, they belong to this. Nah. If game is good, it's actually good and actually playable, bro. They fucking play it, bro.
They just did the thing and they made the game good.
Yeah.
Stop putting things like I think that also like a lot of players are becoming fatigued with live service retention mechanisms.
Yeah.
Things like daily quests, things like login counters, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that that's beginning to fatigue a lot of players.
Yeah. These kind of stuff also actually in the GTA Online, but still GTA Online wide survive. It has that other mode. It has that other mode. What is that other mode? You can do what the fuck you want in the GTA Online. Yeah, GTA Online still has this quest structure, but no one even give a fuck about quest, right? No one even give a fuck about quest. They just do whatever the fuck they want. Yeah, Ubisoft need to understand. Yeah, you can put quest structure, no problem, but you need to give people, you can do what the fuck you want. And yeah, the world needs to be react to what the fuck I do. That's the reason GTA Online still working. Yeah, these people all just wanting to chase GTA Online and these gacha games. Bro, the reason so many gacha games work, because they are like filled with content. Yeah, there are at least like two bosses lies lies like in the way of me going somewhere. Two bosses, and I kill the two bosses, I get something. But with this Ubisoft, nah, you need to go a long run to do a quest. You need to go a long run to do a quest. There is nothing. The world is just big. The world is so big, but it's filled with a little content.
Marvel Rivals devs got fired. Yeah, but like, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I really feel bad for them, and I think that sucks on a personal level. But like, I don't give a fuck how they run their company. That's not my problem. I just play the game.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Samsung wants to use child laborers to make a new fucking phone. That sounds great.
Yeah.
How much is it? Oh, it's only $1,000.
Yeah, bro,
Great.
yeah. That's a good argument. Like, yeah, we fucking using a phone that was made by child labor, and you're thinking like, nah, bro, they actually fired some guys. Why we need to care? Yeah, it's bad, but what we can do, bro? What we can do? It's not like we just wants to stop play the game, right? If you think like, let's stop play the game, then why not stop buying the Samsung products at all? We all know they're doing that, but we still buy because we use it to the phones. In the same way, we use it to the game. We just don't want to. We just don't want to stop playing the game now, right? Just because they did something bad. As I said, whatever you do, people don't care if game is good. Whatever you do, that's the reason. Yeah, that's the reason. That's the reason people actually like. Okay, that's the reason people actually like don't give a fuck about so much stuff happening around the world. That's the reason. Like normies, don't give a fuck about don't give a fuck about what's happening in the game and everything. If game is actually good, they play it. Like for example, yeah, the Cyberpunk, the Starfalls, the Starfield, everything has this pronounce and body type, body type B, and even Elden Ring. But still, in three of them, two games did a big success. Elden Ring is success, and Cyberpunk is success because they both have good stories and good world buildings, and fucking yeah, they both are good games. But Starfield, nah, it's not a good game. That's the reason it falls. It's not because of pronounce and stuff. Because people don't give a fuck about anything of it, bro. Yeah, these streamers make it a big fuss, but people don't give a fuck about them at all. Yeah, even yeah. Let me say a real fact. Even if a company itself is a very bad company, but if they make a good game, people don't give a fuck about it. They still buy it. That's how that's how a customer brain works. We don't give a fuck. It's my entertainment. That's how it works. Yeah.
Wow. Thank God for cobalt miners. I mean, that's not my problem.
Yeah.
I
Let's
mean,
be real.
to some extent, we do have to look at this as an
cares?
aberrant situation.
Nobody cares.
Desperation or no, I don't really care why. They're doing what we want them to do, at least. So let's at least hear them out.
At least you're
One thing-
honest. Yeah. I'm.
Yeah.
Everybody feels the way that I do, but some people like to pretend that they don't in order to, make themselves sound good.
Yeah.
But
They're just so much vocal minority. Yeah. They're just vocal minority. They're not. Yeah. Everyone actually thinks like him. Yeah. Everyone actually thinks like him. Every fucking one actually thinks like him. If you are just a normal gamer and you want to have a fun time and you hear yo they actually did something bad. Okay, it's bad, but what I can do? I don't want to lost my entertainment for some unknown people I don't know. Yeah, every fucking one think like that.
I think that their actions are what matter, not
Yeah.
words.
You're trying to do.
How they run their company, that's their thing. But if the game is bad, we stop playing it. But if the game is good, we playing it. It's my entertainment. That's it.
They show they're pretty serious about PC support. On top of just straight up releasing the game on Steam day one, they recently put out a trailer specifically to
Wow.
show off all the
Uncapped
PC
frame
support
rate?
features, including the stuff you do.
Yeah. Even Cyberpunk also did this. Yeah, we don't know what we are the fucking game. It's like a gold standard. It's like boom, 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 boom. But the game release what? Nah, I don't release a corporate talk. I don't believe corporate talk. I don't believe it. Nah, I don't believe it. How much you put? Yeah, how much? Yo, we doing our best. No, I don't believe it. I never believe it. They actually optimized this game. I never believe it. Bro, the fucking broken stage. Yeah, the fucking broken stage in the game that was like a 2 months back. I don't think they actually did it. If they did it, it's good. But I personally think they don't actually did it.
You expect like access to all the AI upscaling tools and ray tracing features, but they also mentioned stuff like built-in benchmarking tools and a wide
This
range
does
of
look
support
good,
for
by the
low
way.
and medium end systems.
Game looks good.
Meaning optimization, perhaps.
Whoa. I mean, does this really look that much different?
Well,
I,
that's
mean,
what
I guess a little bit.
that's what optimization mean. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Like, am I crazy for thinking?
That's what optimization means. That doesn't optimization. People might think optimization means just regulating graphics. Now, optimization means it's looking like 70 to 80% of what is in the high settings, but still looks good. That's what optimization means. You actually find this kind of the this kind of optimization in Final Fantasy 15. I think yeah, Final Fantasy 15. Yeah, Final Fantasy 15. Bro, that game, like, even in the low settings, it looks beautiful. Beautiful. It has its cutscenes problem, but other than that game is beautiful. Just like this. You actually see the detail and everything, even in the low settings. Yeah. Please get back this optimization, bro. Yeah, please. Please get back the optimization. Please, we want it. I hope they actually pull this off. It's not just yeah, we did it. And when we buy the game, it's in a broken mess. Please, please, please. I hope it's true.
I mean, I guess. Like, maybe this is going to be a really hot take, but I think this is the beginning of the exponential growth curve of graphic quality leveling
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
I think we've hit the 80-20 rule right here. Probably 90-10. They could make games that look like this for the next 10 years, and as long as they play well, people aren't going to complain.
No, bro. Yeah, people will complain. Like we actually get to a point. People see the great games that actually looks great. That actually looks eye pleasing. Like for example, yeah, we have Elden Ring. It's not a good graphics, but it has a stylized graphic. People actually crave for that game. Crave for that kind of like moody graphic vibe. And you can also say that to Cyberpunk. It has this insane world level building and it has this insane insane characters that actually looks great. Yeah, people want it. But what you need to see is the budget actually makes sense. Yeah. If you're like a new studio, if it is your or if it is your second or third game, yeah, this thing is fine. If you're like a CDP or Ubisoft or Rockstar, we want this. Yeah, yeah. If you're just a indie level studio, or maybe like a or maybe like if you're fifth game you are making it, this thing is fine. Do it. You don't need to focus on this or this. Just do this. It's fine. But if you are a AAA company like Ubisoft, they are big companies. We want this, at least this. This is the mediocre, bro. Yeah, people will definitely question it. Yeah, even I question it. I want this. I want this at least, not this.
Graphics have hit a threshold to where they are basically good enough.
Perhaps. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, you can
But
say that.
another highly requested feature
Fabric
finally
details,
in
bro?
Shadows
Yeah,
is an
nobody cares.
immersive mode where you can set it so that characters actually speak their native language. It's just an option. Default still
She looks
English
way
or
hotter in
whatever,
that cinematic.
local languages, but it's a welcome feature. I'll probably play it in English if I'm completely honest.
Sam
At
Bluey's
least the
about to
first
bow
time.
down.
Assuming there's a second time, I'll probably go through with immersive mode. But for AC Fan Shadows sounds on paper like the game we've all been waiting for. A game set in Japan with more complex stealth systems
Yeah,
and more
sure.
visceral combat. It promises an immersive open world with things like changing
I
seasons.
just can't think of a single action combat game that's come out in the last 2 years that's as bad as this. Like, basically every single action combat game that comes out is better than this. I mean, I would say that. I mean, maybe this is better a little bit than Veilguard.
Going to
So we
focus
have
on
the-
actual
on the-
investigation, where you don't just find your target simply by following a series of linear quests, but actually searching the world
Yeah,
and
sure.
discovering things naturally. On paper, sounds like the dream Assassin's Creed game, right? But what
Yeah.
matters is the implementation. Immersive open world with things like changing
I
seasons.
just can't think of a single action combat game that's come out in the last 2 years that's as bad as this. Like, basically every single action combat game that comes out is better than this. I mean, I would say that. I mean, maybe this is better.
So many action games that came like in the past 3 years, like they have this kind of like distinct vibe. Like for example, take Ninja Gaiden. It the combat is good. If they solve the camera issue, that combat is good. That combat is very much like blood rushing. Blood rushing. Yeah, we need to do it. We need to do it. We need to do it. And you can also say that to this game. What Elden Ring. Yeah, these are the two games that I actually played action games in the past 4 years. But yeah, and yeah, you can also say that to Cyberpunk sword play. Yeah, in first person sword play, Cyberpunk, that game just hits hard. Actually, sword play with with the cybernetics and all, that game just hits hard. Even that game that doesn't rely on sword play is actually has a better sword play than this one. Yeah, then you don't understand, like, yeah, the game combat is fine, but it can be even more better. Bro, you're making a AAA game. You're giving a mediocre combat. What?
Better a little bit than Veilguard.
Yeah.
Going to focus on actual investigation, where you don't just find your target simply by following a series of linear quests, but actually searching the world
Yeah,
and
sure.
discovering things naturally. On paper, sounds like the dream Assassin's Creed game, right? But what matters is the implementation.
Yeah, how
We've
the game
seen
plays.
Ghost of Tsushima already.
This is what I need to
In a
play.
lot of ways, I am describing Ghost of Tsushima. On that same hand, it's also pretty hard not to be cynical about a new game from Ubisoft, which is one of the most cynical game developers out there. But from everything I have seen, this new game does look like a genuine step up for the series. Perhaps even a big one, but whether it's big enough.
I don't see how you can say that after watching the combat in the game. I don't. I've looked at the combat in the game, and as somebody who spends a lot of time evaluating that, and that is my prime focus of gameplay,
Yeah.
I don't agree with that conclusion. The combat before was worse. That doesn't really matter to me. Like, what matters is like what it's competing against in the contemporary market.
Is yet to be seen. A lot of what they've shown so far is pretty exciting. Almost all the changes to stealth sound like huge improvements. Finally being able to hide in darkness, noise being a concern with things like creaky floors, and being able to crawl and go prone.
I will admit, though, that is clean. Like, that's really good.
It's all very intriguing, and these are long requested changes. You can put out lights like in Splinter Cell,
yeah.
or even just stuff that existed on PlayStation and Nintendo 64. I don't know why, for whatever reason, you can't put lights out anymore. I don't understand that. I like that you're going to be able to do it here, though. There's servant NPCs. They'll run and call guards if they see you. It all sounds a lot more complex. And even, like I kind of mentioned, old school. Like, there's stuff here that reminds me of, like, PlayStation 1 and 64 to PlayStation 2 and GameCube
bro.
era.
You can do all of this in the Cyberpunk, bro. What the hell is he talking? What the hell is he doing? You can do all of this in the Cyberpunk. Yeah, you can do stealth if you want. You can do what the fuck you want in that game. What the hell is he talking? Yeah.
understand that. I like that you're going to be able to do it here, though. There's servant NPCs. They'll run and call guards if they see you. It all sounds a lot more complex. And even...
What? Bro, I actually like what? Disagree with Falcon here. Nah, what is he talking? We see that in the Cyberpunk, bro. He's just talking like something that they actually Ubisoft written it back. What? Yeah, we actually see that in the other games too.
Like I kind of mentioned old school. Like there's stuff here that reminds me of like PlayStation 1 and 64 to PlayStation 2 and GameCube era stuff. I like that. Combat looks more intense here too. They're clearly taking inspiration from, and I mentioned this already, the more fast and brutal fights of Ghost of Tsushima.
I just like, can we go back and watch that again?
PlayStation 1 and 64 to PlayStation 2 and GameCube era stuff. I like that. Combat looks more intense here too.
I've seen Unreal 5 tech demos that are more responsive and better than this.
Yeah.
This is a joke.
Bro, yeah, that's the thing. He's just talking like, yo, you should actually get it back. Now, bro, we actually have in the new games too. Bro, you are a fucking game journalist. What the hell are you talking, bro? I actually like Falcon, bro. I actually like Falcon because, yeah, he actually always like on the point when he talks. On the point. But he actually missed the point. He actually like misrepresented the point here. Like, he actually talking like, yo, they actually they actually like bring it back now. What? We actually have that in the games, in the modern games. That actually did way better than what the hell they're doing here. And also the responsiveness of the characters' interaction is also like somewhat slightly blurred. I need to play to understand that. Yeah, I'm not a aspect like this baldy bird. Yeah, I need to play to understand that. Yeah.
Every single gacha game is better than this.
Wow, yeah, I need to play to understand that, but it's not eye pleasing. Yeah, it's not eye pleasing. Yeah, you can see like there is this slight offset. Yeah, slight offset between she hit and the react. Yeah, slight offset. Maybe my eyes are playing tricks on me, or maybe I'm true. I don't know, but yeah, still, if I play the game, I understand if it has a slight offset or not.
They're clearly taking inspiration from, and I mentioned this already, the more fast and brutal fights of Ghost of Tsushima. I do kind of think they realized they were out Assassin's Creeded by that game. But they aren't just trying to, copy that. They're also giving us a much wider array of weapons to play with, which potentially I think makes that fast and brutal combat a lot cooler sounding. The thing a lot of people still aren't entirely sold on are the split protagonists. There's now the Shinobi and Yasuke, the samurai. Naoe basically plays like your old school AC protagonist where you're sneaking around rooftops, sneakily stabbing people. Well, Yasuke is a big bruiser who sucks at stealth, but excels at combat. It's an interesting concept, and from all the previews, I actually respect they're trying to make each character actually play differently rather than just be reskins.
That's smart, yeah, true.
You will have to spill it first.
But also, Yasuke, the sort of big bruiser style, it makes the game sound less interesting mechanically. I don't know that that's the truth, of course, but Naoe gets access to all the cool ninja tools, like a grappling hook. She can run on walls, hide in tight spaces, all these interesting tricks. Well, Yasuke allegedly can just kill stuff better. He's the melee.
Yeah, that's what I want to play. Yep. That's right. I don't give a fuck about how many flips she can do. If I want to see that, I go watch the Olympics.
Guy. It's like Ubisoft is afraid to make a game where you just play as a ninja in Assassin's Creed. They have to have a warrior in there somewhere for people who want to run around killing everything without having.
So this guy actually brings up a really great point, and I think that this point of view is something that
in there somewhere. I'm just
Nope.
afraid to make a game where you just play as a ninja in Assassin's Creed. They have to have a warrior in there somewhere for people who want to run around killing everything without having.
So this guy actually brings up a really great point, and I think that this point of view is something that Ubisoft needs to take consideration into, especially for the fact that, like, Assassin's Creed, I don't like stealth games. Straight up, I don't find them fun. So in a way, Assassin's Creed as a game, if it appeals to me, it's losing its grasp on its original identity. Does that make sense? Because like by appealing to a person that is not interested in these kinds of games, then it would be obvious that, you know, like they're trying to like, I think they did this with Valhalla, right? And I noticed this a lot because like I watched Shroud play it and Shroud wasn't sneaking around that much, right? He was just killing people. And I was like, well, this isn't really... Is this really Assassin's Creed? Like, what is this? And so now they've created an audience of people that want to play, because like Valhalla was the last big one, right? And so they want to capitalize off of that audience that they've brought in. But I think also at the same time, it's going to be hard for them to reconcile their original audience and make it basically also an Assassin's Creed game with assassinations. You see kind of what my point is, right? Where you're trying to have your cake and eat it too with like both different audiences. You want the traditional action combat audience, but you also want the audience of people that like the more assassin gameplay. And so I think that as a long-term fan of Assassin's Creed, I could feel very frustrated about this if I was one. I'm not.
To worry about the boring stealth crap, which I mean to at least some extent I get. I do kind of understand the thought process here. I don't hate the idea of getting the options. I just worry about one of those options making it so that the development of both of those options was effort diverted that could have been put into one thing that would have been better. I guess
that's actually a great point that he's bringing up, is that he's absolutely right that by adding in two protagonists and by doing that, you're spending development time on something that you could have created the ninja experience and made it even better. That's a great point.
Nawe is fantastic. It doesn't really matter to me. That's who I will play as. And to be frank, Yasuke does at least seem to have some interesting skills. He can smash through walls, for instance. He can shoulder check enemies off cliffs. Got a more traditional combat system with a parry and block button. He's got access to a traditional samurai sword, along with some bigger weapons like the naginata and the kanabo, the giant cudgel that can smash through armor.
The mace.
Yasuke might sound a little bit like easy mode even, but they're attempting to balance him out by making it so he absolutely sucks at stealth. Climbing is slow and awkward, and don't even think about trying to use tight ropes because they're just going to snap with the weight. His animations play up the fact that he is not built for stealth, which is both kind of interesting and potentially pretty limiting. His stealth basically begins and ends with the bow, which is a silent kill weapon that he has access to that Nawe doesn't. She can be worse in combat, but she actually sounds more unique and interesting as a character to play as, at least from the previews. Instead of standard parry, she has deflect, where she repositions after well-timed block, moving around to attack the enemy from behind, but that leaves her vulnerable.
I mean, to be fair, you did just see the frame fuck up there. That was not very good.
Leaves her vulnerable to well-timed block, moving around to attack the enemy from behind, but that leaves her vulnerable.
Yeah. It's like, the sword just snapped away. There is no actual interaction there,
After well-timed block, moving around to attack the enemy from behind, but that leaves her vulnerable.
I mean, to be fair, you did just see the frame fuck up there. That was not very good, but
in the back. It sounds like the guys you fight are going to be more aggressive in general too. They're not afraid to gang up on you, and they can probably easily overwhelm the much squishier but stealthier Nawe. Shadows might be attempting to modernize the formula in a lot of ways, but it's also bringing back a few old gameplay staples of the series. For one thing, you can no longer climb absolutely everything. Certain mountains and smooth surfaces can't be climbed. You need an actual handhold to get anywhere in AC Shadows. And honestly, that should allow for more interesting and complex world design.
Okay.
Just because it works in Breath of the Wild doesn't mean it works everywhere. Sometimes the limitation is good. And I think that in terms of...
Sekiro had that in a lot of cases, and it worked fine. I feel like there's not really a right or wrong way to do it. But if you do it the right way, doing it the right way is understanding what you're doing and doing it well.
Assassin's Creed, that limitation it's necessary.
It's a
so you
design
can't
issue?
just
Yeah,
go
exactly.
wherever you want anymore. That
a
allows the
design decision.
designers to come up with more carefully curated locations.
There is not even need to talk about it, bro. Yeah, if they don't want to climb about it, why they need to put it? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I understand it's a kind of like parkour game. Yeah, it's a kind of like parkour game, but that doesn't mean you go and climb a mountain, right? Why? What's the point of? Yeah, people say, oh, it's a fun, but it's a waste of time to put effort put make it a interactable object. Yeah, you probably need to understand one thing. In the modern games, the more you make objects interactable, the more the more it the more it the more it makes hardware to work harder. Yeah, it is harder for hardware to work. Yeah, that's a correct line. It's harder for hardware to work. Yeah, the less you have interactable objects, the best the hardware works. Yeah, if they make like, yeah, let's climb the hills and mountains now, it actually puts a toll on hardware, because it's an interactable object. Yeah, that's what they're going for. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it makes no sense if it actually doesn't actually give anything to story or anything. It's just a gameplay feature. That's it. For a gameplay feature, you just making it to climb makes no sense. And it's also like hardware intensive.
Locations
Yeah,
that are
exactly.
more rewarding to explore.
You see what I'm
Changing
saying?
seasons could also affect level design, like winter freezes that can, be
Walk over
walked
the
on.
water.
I've seen some previews that are skeptical about the whole weather system, saying it doesn't seem to change much in terms of gameplay,
It
which
probably
may be
doesn't.
true, but it seems like these seasons are more like measurements of time rather than strictly a gameplay thing.
Mm-hmm.
See, the seasons in the game tie into this whole scout mechanic, where you can recruit scouts to do various things for you. They can be used to help narrow down objectives in the game.
See, this is the kind of stuff that I feel like in a lot of these games, like you're just adding in a bunch of these features and functions that the game has. Like, so you have like Assassin's Creed, and you have this narrow game, like in some cases, and I think that they try to broaden the game, and at a certain point, the game loses its identity, and it's just another like piece of slop. Like, why do you need scouts? Like, why does this system exist? Like, and you ask yourself the question, the important thing is that why is the design made in a way that scouts feel like they're necessary? And I think that like it was really illuminating for me to go back and play games like Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance or like Ninja Gaiden Black. These are just very narrow, great games. Assassin or Armored Core 6, another great example. You don't need to do everything. Not every game needs to have a building simulator. Not every game needs to have a collection system. Not every game needs to have a costume functionality. And so you see games that are just becoming larger and larger in scope because they want to include more types of audiences. But the fact is that I think in a lot of these cases, does this feature really improve the quality of the game? Does it really make the game better? And I think in a lot of cases nowadays with AAA games, the answer to that is really no. And sometimes less is more. And I think the best example of that is Sekiro or Armored Core 6. One of those two games. These are narrow, great, amazing experiences that don't have a million other functionalities that have nothing to do with the core gameplay experience.
Well, that's true.
And I think also that broadening of scope is what's led to the price and the ballooning of the cost to make video games. Because now video games are so expensive to make. Well, yeah, I wonder if they'd be any cheaper if you stopped.
They're actually putting this bloat after the yeah the reason I think these things are skyrocketed. They're not planned at first. They're just actually coming up with ideas while they're making the game. Yeah, this is how it works. Like, yeah, if you plan it, you put that in the budget to adjust it. Like, yeah, to adjust it. You start a game with certain budget, like 100 or 150. Yeah, in that you plan few things. but this new stuff like scouting and etc. They're not planned. They're not planned. They just come out as they are after fact. So to put that they need to increase budget because they don't know they don't know if it actually budget works if it actually works in the budget or not. They need to increase the budget. Yeah, these new things added after the fact, or they are increases the budget. If they actually like think about it properly, like from the start, they actually like understand. Okay, this much happens where we can like make games this much easily, with this much budget. Yeah, that's what fundamentally happens. Yeah, that's the one of the reasons we seeing like big big a big a big rise in a big rise in a big rise in game a big rise in game wow, game budget. Yeah, it's not like they making a fully interactive game like Red Dead 2. Oh, that game is like next level in the interaction and immersion. Nah, these games are not even like 5% of that game. But still, these games going for like 200 million, 300 million. Why? Yeah, you don't have anything on the level of Red Dead 2, but still you going for 200 million, 300 million. It's entirely their fault.
Stopped creating all of these unnecessary
Yeah,
systems that the player doesn't really want to, like that don't really add any real substance or texture to the game. They're just there for the sake of being there.
yeah.
You can look at Monster Hunter as a example of a game incorporating extra systems that actually did add to the core gameplay loop. Yeah, and there are some examples of it working well.
Well,
Yeah, replaces
you need to understand, bro. Yeah, the reason Monster Hunters or Wilds working because of the sole reason is they are they are fundamentally RPGs, and they've been doing that and constantly evolving like for years, like for years. And also like it's a RPG that you play. It's not like you play as a certain character. You play that character. You're not playing as a certain character. You play as that character. Yeah, in that game. So that fundamentally changes this kind of like immersion thing. Yeah, it kind of went back to this RDR2. Yeah, why RDR2 has why RDR2 has you can fight a crocodile. Why RDR2 has bear? It's an immersion thing. It's like the world building thing, and they planned it. They planned it from the start. Yo, we want to put that in the game from the start, and then that's the reason we actually see these games doing like in the 150 range, 150 million range. But the Ubisoft games, they're not planning it. That's what I'm thinking. That's the reason we're actually seeing like the the increase of budget, very much increase of budget. That's what I think. Yeah, otherwise there is no way this game actually goes for 200 million, 300 million mark. 150 is fine, but 200 million, 300 million, nah, no way, because this game not giving anything new. It's just almost same as Odyssey or Valhalla, just with a different skin. Yeah, what let's continue.
design with content. I really like that point of view. That's a great way of saying it. It replaces of it working well. Yeah, replaces design with content.
Yeah,
I really like that point of view. That's a great
yeah. I understand with the point, design after content. Yeah,
yeah, replaces design with content.
design with content means, yeah, they planned it. They planned it from the start. They're not just okay, let's put it here and call it today. No, they planned it from the start. Okay, we want to put these systems from the start. But with Ubisoft, I think that's not happening. I think that's not happening. They just coming with these ideas and integrating these ideas after they planned it. Yeah, that's the reason we actually see like this broken. Yeah, that's the reason we actually see like this broken mechanics. Yeah, I hope I'm wrong, but yeah, the game is actually coming in 1 month. We actually see it. Am I right or wrong?
I I really like that point of view. That's a great way of saying it. It replaces genuine game design with quote content. Yes, absolutely.
Doesn't tell you their exact locations.
Slop
They're needed,
content?
though,
Yeah.
to smuggle supply caches from well-guarded locations. Once you use a scout to smuggle stuff, that can't be used again until the season passes, which is
What is
Now they're saying how to sell meth in the Japan in the Edo era no Edo era not in the historical Japan no they selling they're trying to sell they're trying to sell meth in the historical Japan no what why it makes sense bro.
this shit? What this shit?
when all the scouts complete their jobs. How the open world exploration
I
works.
don't
It sounds
give a
like they took exploration mode from the RPG
Odyssey?
trilogy and expanded on that. Getting around isn't about following simple waypoints. You're given descriptions of where to go, or you might need to find clues to direct you to the proper area to continue. It sounds like you'll almost always have access to all the clues you need to get the targets, or just uncover a point of interest. But you can also send scouts in the world map to find
It's
things.
not even worthy enough to react to it. This is just bloatware. That's it.
For you, the more
The
scouts spent, the
bloatware
larger
the bloatware you see in the Windows PC.
radius of the area searched. Resources the scouts can collect can be used back at the hideout, which is a customizable location. You can build structures that
Exploring each region will reveal a safe house called Kakurega that player can acquire. These Kakurega become small extensions of hideouts, i.e. central house base is fully customizable and offers some of the practical functionalities such as refilling your rations, tools, ammunition, accessing your guest stairs, managing and accepting contracts, and replenishing scouts as well as managing which allies can be summoned for help. These locations are the perfect stop to take a moment to plan your new move. Acquiring Kakuregas also unlocks fast travel points that are considered safe due to the location well outside enemy controlled territory. I want to ask a real thing. Why a home base that is fully customizable is necessary in a historical Japan game? It is not like Hogwarts Legacy where we can do whatever with magic now. It's a fucking story based game, bro. It's not like anyone give a fuck about that customization of historical Japanese game. No one gives a fuck. I think most of them accept with me on that point. I hope the story actually makes sense with these kind of weird things like functionality such as refilling your rations, tools and ammunition. Maybe they're going maybe it's like a story connection like now Aska is like this. Now Aska is like this wanted man. Now he needs to have the safe houses. That's how it works. I hope that's how it works. And then it makes sense. Customize it's still customization that doesn't make sense for me, but the safe house makes sense. The safe house makes sense if it is like that. He's like this now a wanted man. Now we need these safe houses. Then it actually makes a lot of sense. Otherwise, bro, it's just a bloatware. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's just a game function that's like he's a wanted man. Now we need the safe houses. I hope. I hope that's how it works.
What the fuck? Who asked for this? The fuck is this?
I hope it actually connects into I think safe was a good balance. Like it can be in the game and it can be also connected to story. But if it is connected to story or not, that's a real issue. If it is connected to story, it's actually a great addition. If it's not connected to story, it's just a bloatware where people can do what they want. That's it.
boost your characters or unlock new features.
It's not
Sort
have
of
to
like
do it.
That's the problem. That's the problem with these kind of like RPGs, especially story RPGs. A story RPG is like you playing as a certain member, you playing as a certain character. It's not Skyrim, bro. This kind of safe actually makes a lot of sense in Skyrim because Skyrim is like you play as you. There is no backstory. There is no anything. You play as you. But with Witcher kind of RPGs, you play as a certain character. You play his story. Yeah, yeah, and I think Assassin's Creed also same. You play as this character, his particular character. It's not about you go and find your own path now. You play as this particular character story. Then this kind of safe forces makes no sense as a world edition, as like world offering. No, because why in the hell it makes sense? The safe force and everything. If it's actually connected to story, it makes sense. But if it's not connected to story, why? It's just a bloatware.
The Ravensthorpe from
Yeah, if people are thinking like why he's always saying Witcher and Cyberpunk etc. Like I play those games like at least like 3 to 5 times. Yeah, I like those games, bro. Yeah, I like those games. Yeah, that's the reason I always pull them up because yeah, they are masterpieces in my opinion.
Valhalla, only you can control where the buildings go and you can design and decorate the place as much as you want. Another big change is that they're finally removing the bird drone from the RPG trilogy. It was an impressive graphical flex in Origins, but
Somebody's got you've got maybe a 5-head long-term 4-dimensional chess opinion here. You're missing the big thing. They have made the last few Assassin's Creed games this bloated intentionally to extend how long people subscribe to Ubisoft Plus for. I hate the fact that you're probably right. I hate that, like, it's actually just some bullshit like that. That's so fucking annoying to me. Great point. Yeah, it was. That was a great point.
But it was so powerful, there was never any reason not to use it. And actually, going around marking everyone was slow and tedious. It made the first part of sneaking into any given location a chore. You had to hunt down and mark everything. Shadows removes the system and replaces it with Observe, which is the same thing, only a little weaker. Serves the same function, marks points of interest, and flags enemies, but you're stuck on the ground to do it. And specifically, Yasuke's version of it is more limited. He can only mark a few guys, while Naoe gets extra skills, like being able to mark enemies through walls. The biggest concern with Shadows is if all these changes are actually enough. Some of the previews I've seen make it sound...
This is not... None of this is about the game. Like, this is the kind of stuff, like, I feel like this is such a great metaphor for what I think happens with, like, a lot of companies and probably what happens. It's like, it's basically you have, like, it's like the opposite of entropy, right? Where, like, you just have, like, this snowball effect where, like, more begets more, begets more, begets more.
Yeah.
Like this plays mostly the same as the old
It's
entries.
not content, it's chores.
Maybe that the stealth mechanics don't really shake things up enough. I've read other previews that are a lot more glowing and appreciative of what's going on in Shadows.
This game looks great for
Right now,
2009. When's
it's
it
really
releasing?
hard to say whether Ubisoft actually turned things around here or not. A lot of the features do look suspiciously similar to previous games. Loot appears to be random again. The investigation system seems very similar to Hunting the Order from Valhalla. And there's still tons of resources you have to collect to up.
Loot being random is a retention mechanic. That's it. That's what it is. I mean, I don't have really a huge problem with it, but it is, again, another retention mechanic. It's just, okay, well, now you have to farm more. Randomized loot in a single-player game. I don't think it's really always bad, but it's just... Like it's like there's just a lot, right? Just a lot of these little things, like little.
There's experience levels
you know?
and assassinations that can fail, like in recent RPG games. And if you're not high enough level, it looks like you only do partial damage.
I saw you coming.
When attempting to use stealth kills. A lot of what we're getting here looks very similar to what we've seen in other Assassin's Creed games in terms of controls and the basic gameplay loop. But with more options for stealth, more complex levels, and improved combat, it has the potential to be the best Assassin's Creed game yet. Like, hunting...
It has potential to be better. So you think it has potential to be better than Black Flag or Odyssey? I don't know about that. I mean, like, I mean...
Odyssey is actually a fun game. Odyssey is actually a very fun game. I still need to complete, like, yeah, I still like at the end of the story, but I didn't complete the story, but it's actually a fun game. The parkour is great and it has like this wanted system and everything. Yeah, I have to say that that game actually did everything right. Even though it is like bloated, still there is this content almost. Yeah, if I take like 20 steps, there is content. If I like 20 steps, there is content. If I like 20 steps, there is content. But that's not what happened in Valhalla. That's the reason people tired of the Valhalla and actually like Odyssey.
I guess like there's a lot of things that have potential, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. Potential's, I mean, a potential, that word's doing a lot of heavy lifting. Let's say that.
The order from Valhalla doesn't necessarily have to be bad. Like certain contexts could make that mechanic good, or at least better than in Valhalla. It's not like it was terrible in Valhalla or anything, but I think the context really does have a lot of effect. And I'm not sure I'm sold on the split protagonist entirely. The story kind of looks, I mean, from what we've currently seen, a bit bland and uninteresting. There is
It will be. Yeah, it will be.
potential. I'm not going to lie. I can see that in terms of narrative. It's just I'm not sure we've seen it. I'm not looking.
Yeah, I hope they did it like this. Like we play to a point like all ASK. We play to a point like all ASK until the war breaks out. Yeah. After that, we play as a novel. There is no script or organization. It's just we play as ASK to understand they understand the world. After that, we play as novel. That actually makes a lot of sense. But making the split protagonist, yeah, nah, bro. It's kind of like putting the. Why am I even playing it? Yeah, there is not much other than the combat change. Why we need to split then?
Looking forward to the damn Animus hub. We're already stuck with the crappy Ubisoft launcher on PC. I don't understand why we need another piece of bloatware to get between us and playing the game. I know.
Yeah, I'm very much the mindset that nowadays, if a game requires me to download a separate launcher for it and like make another account, like unless it's a game I really want to play, I'll just play another game.
That's true.
It's just it's annoying, right? It is. It's just annoying. Like it's not even about like anything else or anything complex. Like I just don't want to deal with it. I lose interest immediately. Yeah, it's just obnoxious. It's friction at stage one. Yeah, exactly.
Ubisoft wants to upsell this concept, but I don't care. It sounds stupid and pointless no matter how they try to spin it. Anyone who's gotten the opportunity to experience the joy of trying to play a Call of Duty game knows how absolutely awful these kinds of unified launchers can be. They just make trying to actually play a game more annoying. Like trying to quarantine off the modern day storyline bits into this thing makes the modern day story stuff even more inconsequential. Yeah. This is one idea that really should have been jettisoned with their plans for whatever Assassin's Creed Infinite was originally going to be.
I don't know.
Maybe by some miracle the Animus hub won't be absolutely terrible and it'll just be unnecessary. But with so much riding on this one game's success, trying to force something that nobody wants into the package seems a little counterproductive. But that's Ubisoft for you. It seems like they're incapable of just doing it right. Even if all the signs point to the game being good, they got to throw in some bullshit. It's disappointing because otherwise everything else about Shadows looks and sounds pretty promising.
The game actually looks good. Yeah, the game actually looks good. Other than some combat issues and etc., game actually looks good. But they just keep on adding stuff that doesn't need to be added. But they just keep on making game look bad even further. Why?
Longtime fan of the series.
It looks okay. Yeah, I mean, like the graphics for the game look decent in some cases. Like I think this game is gonna be like Avowed. I think that's gonna be like the.
I hope it's not the case, bro. I hope it's not the case. Like, yeah, I hope. I hope the game is actually good, and I am wrong. And they kind of take accountability for their lives they said. That's it. That's all I want.
Quality level of the game.
Who both likes the game and is well aware of the
even if they didn't like, even if they didn't take accountability for their lives, but they still play it if the game is good.
flaws, the many varied flaws. It's possible Shadows could be the revitalization.
It'll have better graphics,
the series that it needs. The developers behind Assassin's Creed Shadows really want to bring fans back. And at least looking at the previews, all the information they've released so far, looks like they're doing the right things, but also you can't really say that for sure until you played the game. We'll see if this is the game mainstream audiences really want, or if the page is really finally starting to turn on open world games. It's a volatile market.
No, it's not turning on open world games. Absolutely not. See, this is like it's this. This is the same mindset that people had before Marvel Rivals came out.
Yeah.
Hero shooters are dead. No,
Yeah.
creativity in hero shooters is dead. Quality in hero shooters is dead.
Yeah.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a massive open world game and it's already sold 2 million copies. It's bullshit.
Yeah. It's even a simulator to a point. It's like even a simulator. That game is a simulator. There was simulator if I have to say.
And games that traditionally were surefire hits are underperforming right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even just games. Like large entertainment properties that were once guaranteed hits regardless of quality across the board, whether it's Marvel movies or Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny or the second Joker.
Because these movies are garbage. That's the reason why they're not popular. It's because they suck. And they're basically rehashes that the studio has only greenlit because it's behind an IP that they think they can sell merchandise for that'll offset the bad sales of the movie. That's the reason. The second Joker is horrid. Oh, like I've not heard a single good thing about Joker 2.
I don't give a fuck.
I didn't even watch it.
Movie audiences are not quite automatically sold on big. Like, unless you're Call of Duty, there's no certainty of success. And
Even if you're Call of Duty, there's not certainty of success. I think that the new Call of Duty, I think Black Ops, I actually think that it was really well received, it seemed like.
Yeah, the reason the Call of Duty works because it's an action. It's fully action-packed game. Action-packed games always work because what gamers want is the constant action, and the constant action actually connects to the gameplay. That's the reason Call of Duty is actually successful. That's the main reason. It's not because it has the good stories. Now they have the action that's actually connected to the gameplay. That's it. That's the reason the game actually like constantly works, even though the game is like reskins with a new story. That's it.
It feels like a lot of people like, it's not, I mean, it's not Modern Warfare 2, right? But it's pretty good.
Yeah.
what I just said should make Call of Duty fairly nervous. Assassin's Creed Shadows could turn out to be a good game, even a great one, but it still might not be enough to turn Ubisoft's fortunes around. For me, all I really care about is good games. The business aspect of this is a curiosity, something interesting to follow and talk about. But for me, ultimately, I would rather see a struggling Ubisoft make a great game over a dominant Ubisoft making a bunch of mediocre slop. At this
That's
point,
what I think too.
True.
I think that we really have to turn our hopes towards like a handful of AAA studios and a larger handful.
Where is he taking his sword from? Yeah, the sword helm is here, and he's taking the sword from here. What?
game over a dominant Ubisoft making a bunch of mediocre slop. At this
That's
point,
what I think too.
See, where is he taking the sword from?
I think that we really have to turn our hopes towards like a
dominant Ubisoft making a bunch of mediocre slop. At this
That's
point,
what I think too. I think that we really have to turn our hopes towards like a handful of AAA studios and a larger handful of dedicated and singular and focused AA studios. And I think also towards indie developers in order for them to really innovate in gaming right now. Why would you play this when Ghost of Tsushima's out? Well, I mean, like, that's a great question.
we don't know exactly what Shadows is going to be. Whether
That's actually a very good question. Like, if we have to say, both are actually same games with different stories. Yeah, both are set in the Japan, and both you do all you do is go around and do the quest lines. That's it. But the world building and everything is superior in Ghost of Tsushima. But still, why this game makes sense, we need to find out after its release.
that is a great game, or unfortunately, the possibility of it being mediocre slop is there.
Yeah.
But they definitely want the game to be a success.
It's not Assassin's Creed.
We'll
Yeah,
see
true.
if they pull it off. Either way,
This is the reason I like Falcon, bro. Yeah, he sugarcoats stuff, but at the end of the time, he actually tells there is a possibility this game actually can fail. He tells them, but there's so many journalists they don't even try to tell that. They just sugarcoat it to a point. This game is fine. But Falcon is the one who actually tells it. Even Jake Baldino, yeah, he's this other guy. He's also like sugarcoat stuff. Yeah, I still like him, but he's also sugarcoat stuff. But he's like tells the stuff right to your face. Now there is something bad might happen. Don't come at me. Yeah, he he sugarcoats stuff, but he also tells the reality. That's why I like him.
You can just use Ubisoft Plus. It's on there day one, and that's a whole lot cheaper than actually buying the game. So if you're curious, just do that. That's all for today. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. If you like this video, click
It's just worse.
like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week. Best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription, so click subscribe. Don't forget to enable notifications, and as always, thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter and book me on Cameo at Falcon the Hero. We'll see you next time right here on Game Ranks.
The Jero.
I feel like that was a really fair video.
Yeah.
I do in some cases, but I think that also like this is clearly
Yeah.
from the
Other than that PS1 thing he said, remaining whole video is actually fair. He's actually like on point. On point. He just talks like a just normal gamer who want the games to be succeed, but also talks about the bad things happening with the Ubisoft. Yeah. Other than PS1 thing he said, remaining everything is fair and straightforward. That's the reason, bro. That's the reason I game rank. Game rank is always straightforward. Yeah, they sugarcoat stuff, but they actually straightforward with the stuff. They don't give a fuck about the what the fuck is happening with the game. They don't give no, they don't give about anything about politics. Politics. I don't mean politics like the real world politics, like the there is still politics happens, right? Yeah, this game did bad. This game dev is bad, etc. But they don't give a fuck about them. All they give a fuck about was game itself. That's it. That's the reason I like game rank.
perspective of someone who really wants this game to succeed.
Yeah,
I am very much like I'm the kind of guy that I want to play a very good game,
yeah.
but the combat and the gameplay that I've seen from this, I think is below average. And I think that if you have something like this happen and people see this combat, it's going to be like, I can only imagine, it's going to be like Star Wars Outlaw, like whenever it came out, and then everybody was posting videos of like, oh, where did she go? Where did she go?
But they're saying it's actually but they're saying it's actually like well optimized and etc. I hope it's true. Yeah, the reason people actually like hate the Star Wars Outlaws, the story is not good, but also the second thing, the gameplay is worse and has a constant bugs. That's the reason the game actually like roasted to the hell. But they're saying this game actually optimized. That means the game actually doesn't have these emotion breaking bugs. Let's hope they're true.
Go! And then she hits him in the head. She punches him in his metal helmet, and he's dead.
No.
Okay.
It's not even metal helmet, bro. It's not even metal helmet. What is the material? What is the material used for room proper helmet? Plastoid. It's a fucking plastoid compositor. Yeah, when I mean plastoid, it's not like a thin layer. Nah, it's a thick layer of plastoid. It's a thick layer of plastic that was compressed so hard, even to block what blaster, even to block what blasters. But her punches can take them down. Uh,
Okay, sure. And then, where did she go? Where did she go? Oh, that's it. It's crazy. It looks bad even by modern Assassin's Creed standards. Well, I don't know about that. I would say that the graphics quality and everything of the game looks pretty decent. That's my opinion. I think this is a high quality, great graphical setting, and I think this definitely passes the test. If graphics never improved past this, I would think that we're okay. So that's the way I see it. And it's decent. Yeah, it looks okay. It's not that bad. Black Flag combat was basic as fuck. This looks 100 times better.
Bro,
Okay.
I'm actually playing Black Flag. Like that game has the combat somewhat, somewhat like easy, but it has like something unique. Something unique. Yeah. It's easy. I agree with that. But it is unique compared to any other game I played. Like any other game, you just constantly needs to avoid and stuff in the real time. But it's not like that. It's like you're doing assassin stuff that actually makes me like that game way more.
Okay, well, I guess we're gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah.
And also, the game is not competing against Black Flag. It's competing against
Itself.
Sekiro. It's competing against of Ghosts of Tsushima, Ghosts of Yotai. It's competing against, like whatever.
Ah, it actually has a point. It actually has a point. Like, yeah, this game is in not made like after Black Flag, right? If it is made after Black Flag, yeah, the combat actually great compared to Black Flag. But this game made after so many games that are actually great. Like for example, Sekiro combat, boom, and Ghost of Tsushima combat, boom, and also Witcher combat, boom, and also like there is this, yeah, there is this other things that made like, what is that game? Yeah, there is the other game, bro. Yeah, I'm not getting the game. I'm not getting the game into my head properly. Yeah, Valhalla and Odyssey. Yeah, even their own games combat actually great compared to this. I hope they clean it out. I hope.
The new, like, I don't know, Phantom Blade Zero. Yeah, it's competing against that. Like, it's not competing against a 10-year-old game.
Yeah,
Wukong, yeah, Black Myth Wukong, Neo. Yeah, so like Rise of the Ronin, another one. And so you can't say this is better than a 10-year-old game
yeah,
when you're trying to compete against new games. Like, that's it.
yeah,
Whoever said that solution was fuck, Black Flag's combat's 100 times more satisfying. And then also, that's another big component.
yeah. Black Flag is easy, but it is satisfying. Like you doing this assassin stuff out of nowhere, like, tush, tush, tush. And yeah, you kind of like a wave. They're trying to. You kind of like a wave. They're trying to. They're trying to go across people. Yeah, you kind of like a wave. They're trying to go across people and do stuff. Yeah, and you do it and you come back. I have to say that combat is very satisfying. I want to play more, bro. Yeah,
Is that having satisfying combat is
yeah,
better than having in-depth combat.
yeah,
Like, there are a lot of games that have like very, very base level of combat, but they're still very fun to play.
yeah.
I don't want current video game graphics to get much better. It's going to be as good as it is for many years. I want to focus on more content and bigger game environments, more story and features.
They can do that. They can do that, no problem. But they also need to give content.
I think the problem that they're going to start running into, and what I want to see the focus be put on, is a lower price point. Or at least a consistent price point. Because I think a huge problem right now in games is that they're just getting too expensive.
Yeah,
And these games are becoming more and more expensive, and the scope of the games is growing more and more. And the process of that, I think that the outcome of that is that the games have ended up just being too big to succeed. That's it. It's just they're too expensive for people to play, especially when there's so many negative people about the game. Like, I think Avowed is a great.
I think I have a solution for that. Like, simple. Make your AAA games, but make games that are not AAA. Yeah, these AAA studios make that games, but these AAA studios make those games. But they are not AAA games. They're just like niche games that are actually good, that actually have good story, and it's not have this kind of that is kind of like bloatware. They just they just they just have this vision. Yeah, we want to do this game this way, and if they do that game like 40 to $30 price, yeah, everyone fucking buy it, bro. Yeah, they needs to come up with this. If the game companies actually do this, they survive instantly. They survive instantly and get benefits instantly. I hope they do this. Like, yeah, that's one of the reasons the Rockstar is at this point now. They did like almost everything. Now they make they now they're gunning for bigger projects, but still they did almost everything. Like yeah, they did Bully, they did Max Payne, they did this game. Yeah, they did this game. Yeah, this Caroms game. You fucking did almost everything. Yeah, please get that back. You have profits, and we have games. I hope they get this mindset back. Yeah, a AAA game not needs to make a big game. They can even make any game they want. I hope they get this mindset back. Yeah. Example, Rockstar actually is right in front of us. They did so many games like that, and they also make AAA games on top of that.
Example of this, it's actually going.
Yeah, take Bully for example. It's like a very good game that actually like doesn't even look like it's a Rockstar game, but still, a Rockstar made that game. It's like a new fresh touch.
Oh my god, it's peaked.
So peak.
There's no way. There's
Yeah.
no way tomorrow it's. Oh, let me link you guys the video, by the way. I forgot to do that. Yeah, that's
Whatever. I will stop the stream here. Yeah. Peace. Peace.